Welcome to The Life of Hair. My name's James Atkinson. Thank you very much for choosing to join into this episode. Now, in this episode, we're going to look at a young lady called Gabriella Medina, who you can see on the screen right now. And she is going to be colouring her hair herself. Now, everything that she does is pretty standard, to be honest. You know, everything you would expect from somebody that's colouring their own hair at home. But what she says right at the end is very, very important and something that a lot of people need to hear. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you again in the next one very, very soon.
I'm in the point of life where I'm having a breakdown. I'm gonna dye my hair at home. Now you're probably like...
Now the first thing I've got to say is that dyeing your hair because you're having a breakdown is not a good reason to dye your hair, for sure. Like when clients come to me and they say, oh, I'm breaking up, I'm having a baby, I'm getting married, all those things, and they want to change their hair drastically. I never think it's a good idea, ever. Never do that.
Your hair is so dark. How is that gonna come out? I don't know. I really don't know. It says on the box that dark brown to black hair will work with this. And if you look at my hair, it's not like black. The point is we're gonna try it. And if it doesn't work...
So, as you can see, her hair's very dark. It's in her bathroom. The lighting's not very good, but I'm gonna guess that it's like a level 3. It doesn't look like a level 2, it doesn't look like a level 1. Generally speaking, to lift hair that's that dark, you do need quite a high level of peroxide to get the molecules moving and breaking down and lifting the hair. The other thing that you can run into when you're lifting hair like this is that you can end up with root glow, or hot roots as some people call it, where the root area is lighter than the ends. So that will be all down to the application. We'll see how she applies it in just a minute. What I will say, and having seen this video through, I know what happens at the end, is that the reality of what she's expecting versus what she's going to get is a difficult thing to just pick off a piece of cardboard on the side of a box, and this is the difficulty with colouring your own hair at home. And if you've got into a routine and you know how to do it, like I've seen some brilliant videos where people have absolutely smashed colouring their own hair, but if you've not got that into that space where you've got your own rhythm and routine, something that works, it can be really, really tricky to try again.
Then at least we did something. I don't know. Don't worry, okay? I came into this a little bit prepared. Not too much, but a little bit prepared. I have watched one too many bradmondo videos. I think that's how you say his name, bradmondo. And one thing was to divide your hair in 4 sections. I'm brushing my hair first. I haven't washed my hair in probably like 4 to 5 days, honestly. And from watching Bradmondo, he said that that's best. He said that it's better to do this on dirty hair. So that's what we're doing. I really hope this turns out. Like, I hope something happens from this, because if not, I'm gonna be upset. I don't have clips, so I only have this big clip. So I'm gonna have to put things up with ponytails, and I might destroy my ponytails, but whatever. My parents have no idea that I'm doing this. If a girl is in the bathroom late at night, and you know, she's done, like she did her nighttime routine, she doesn't have to be in the bathroom. If she's in the bathroom late at night, she's doing something like this. What I'm using today is this. I'm using the Revlon Color Silk Beautiful Color, and this one is in medium auburn, number 42. In case you are very dumb like me, the package says it comes with gloves, right? And I'm looking for gloves and I don't see it. They're on the instructions. You see them right there? They're on the instructions. So I don't know how much I needed, so I bought 2. Might not even be enough. Well, maybe, hopefully. First step. never dye my own hair before. I'm a little bit terrified, but at this point, I'm just going for it. Because if I think about it too much, I'm not going to do it. So I just can't think about it. Okay, I didn't know I needed scissors. Can I use a nail clipper? Will this work? Don't yell at me. I'm using hair scissors. I feel like I'm in art class or like in science class. I'm gonna go change.
Okay, so she's mixed two products together, and whenever you mix two products together, you are using a permanent hair color. So never be fooled into semi-permanent, demi-permanent, all these kind of things that you hear. Well, semi-permanents, yes, they are. If you didn't mix anything together, then it's a semi-permanent. So if it's just one bottle that you just apply to your hair and you've mixed it with nothing, then it's a semi-permanent. But if it's demi-permanent or a quasi or a permanent hair color, then you've mixed two products together that's going to create a chemical reaction with your hair that's going to mean that you dye your hair. When you want to change your hair color, having put on a demi-permanent, a quasi color or a permanent hair color, the only thing that you can do to it is bleach. Bleach is the only thing that will then remove that color. Bear that in mind for the end.
Into a shirt that I don't care about because I have a feeling this is gonna get really messy. Okay, hold on. Okay, it says to do this. I'm gonna start with the back pieces. This is it. This is it. I'm honestly terrified. I'm like extremely terrified right now. Okay, I'm just gonna start taking pieces of hair and going for it. Okay. That's it. It smells like alcohol.
So while she's applying this colour, we'll just talk about how she's applying it very quickly. And it's really, really important to recognise that actually she hasn't applied it to the root area first. So I think she obviously has been watching some videos on how to apply hair colour to your own hair. Because ultimately she's done exactly what you're supposed to do. She's applied it to the ends, just off the root, and then she's fed it all the way through. So this will prevent the hot root happening where you're going to get that really, really bright red or sometimes orange or whatever colour come through because of the heat of the scalp. So let's see how she does the rest of it. When she gets to the front, she might get tired and not do that. And maybe it's because it's around the back, but we'll see in a second.
I'm just gonna... There's no reason that you need to watch all of this. So I'm gonna come back when I'm done. Okay.
Okay, we didn't get to see how she eventually applied it, but that's fine. I mean, it's clearly on all over now, but if she carried on the way she was doing it in the beginning, she's smashing it. And just remember, ends first. If your hair's got no colour on it, which I'm assuming she's got no colour on her hair, as she showed us at the beginning, although when we see the end result, that could be a different story. But anyway, we'll talk about that right at the end.
I'm a real Hispanic right now. It says leave it for 20 minutes, but I have dark hair, so I'm gonna leave it for like... I'm gonna start it at 30, and then we'll see what happens then. I only used one box, which is a little sus to me. We'll see if it even does anything. To be honest, I don't know how high my hopes are for this.
So the volume of colour that you use will and will not affect the result. If you don't put enough on globally and you put it on unevenly, then you'll get an uneven result. However, in the instance of this particular application and getting the colour onto the hair, as long as the hair is reasonably well covered, it's not going to affect the amount. Putting another bottle of colour on there isn't going to make it a better result, isn't going to make it work better. And also not following what the manufacturer writes on the box is sometimes a big mistake. And why I say sometimes is because sometimes you get away with it and other times you don't. But you need to know when you can get away with it. And obviously she's never used that colour, so she doesn't know when she's going to get away with it. And what can happen is two things. The hair can go darker, so you get more tone. The colour keeps developing and adding tone into the hair more and more and more, and you don't get the result you're expecting because you've got too much tonality, too much colour depth in the hair. Or alternatively, it can go too light, especially if you're lifting the hair a lot. We will find out what she does. But it is really important to remember that, guys. It's really important that whatever the manufacturer wrote on the bottle or the packaging or the instruction manual, they tested and tested and tested to get to that point. Let's see what happens.
To think. I know we can't judge it wet, right? But like, look at this piece right here. This piece is like somewhat dry. And look at my roots. The color happened. Obviously, like look at this. I don't know if it's showing up on camera like how it's showing up for me. I'm doing all the hair care right now. So in the shower, when I was rinsing it off, and mind you, my hair feels healthy. Like, my hair doesn't feel like it's about to fall off, which is a plus. So in the shower...
So it's extremely unlikely that from tinting your hair would fall off, unless it was previously very, very compromised. However, here's another thing about leaving it on for a really long period of time, is that when you leave on a colour for an extensive amount of time, you're also leaving the hair in an alkaline state. Your hair's naturally acid. You're leaving the hair in an alkaline state for a very long period of time. It's actually way, way more damaging to your hair to do that because when we elevate the pH, the cuticles are open, and that is when we create more damage. So the less time you can have the colour on and still get the result, the better.
I obviously, rinsed everything off, and then I did a hair mask. My curls are really flat though. I am too lazy. I'm too tired to dry my hair right now, so I'm not doing that. I will show you what it looks like tomorrow when it's all dry. The roots though, oh my god, what if it's like that color in the roots only and then the rest of my hair stayed black?
So that's what I'm saying about root glow. However, when the hair is wet, the roots always look lighter, 95% of the time, especially when you've lifted the hair. So it's hard to tell when it's wet. So she's judging her hair when it's wet, and she did say, like, imagine when it's dry, and it's hard to do. She knows all those things, which is great. But what you do need to bear in mind though is that if you applied it to the roots and then the ends, like I said previously, that could be like that, and then that would need correcting. Otherwise you'd have reddish brown roots, or she'll have reddish brown roots, and then the ends of her hair really won't have much colour in them at all. Let's see what happens.
Hopefully not. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, good night. I don't know, dude. I don't know. What happened? Hold on, let me turn my light on. Maybe it's bright. Okay. Okay, that made it worse. It looks the same. Hold on. You can tell that my hair got lighter, and you can tell that there's like a reddish tint to it, but it really didn't do anything. I expected it to be like auburn, like you can see the hint of the color, but not too much. But whatever, this just means that now I'm gonna have to go to a salon to get it actually dyed, and I can get it the color that I actually want. So it's not like it didn't get lighter. It did get lighter, just not as much as I wanted it to. This video is probably an enormous waste of your time.
Okay, well, hopefully we've added something to this enormous waste of time today, because there's a few things that might have gone on here. She may have had her hair coloured previously, and if she did have her hair coloured previously, then it's only going to deposit some of the tone in the colour onto her hair and not get the lift from the product, as we saw on the side of the box when she showed us the colour that she was using. And that would then maybe explain why her roots are a little lighter, although she's showing you in lighting that's not very good. It'd be better if she went outside. But you know, that little bit of warmth on the root there does suggest like that there is potentially some colour going on. There are also even a semi-permanent, anything that will block it from going into the hair, then you know, you can see results like this, and that is why you cannot put tint onto tinted hair. So if you've got colour in your hair at this point in time, you cannot put a tint onto it, and the only thing you can do now is bleach it. So when she's saying now I can go to a salon and get my hair done how I want it done, well, unfortunately, that's going to be a bleach job now. That is going to be bleach bath, just a normal bleach. And when people come at me with like colour removers and FSORs and all of these kind of, you know, colour removing products, guys, to break down unnatural or natural hair colour, you need a strong alkaline. That strong alkaline, irrelevant of whether you call it bleach or not, will create damage to your hair. Fact. End of story. So whether it's a bleach, whether it's an FSOR, whether it's a colour remover or a colour stripper, whatever you want to call it, they all do the same thing fundamentally. You cannot revert your hair back to what it was, virgin, uncoloured, untouched hair, and get a result. It just doesn't work. It's not a thing. So please don't kid yourself into thinking that that's possible, because it's just not. So that's it. I'm done. Nothing else to say. Hope that helped you. See you in the next one.